What we're doing here is we're bringing 10 ficus trees to the beach side of Palm Beach on A1A. It's the Goodrich Realty Trust estate. What we've had to do is bring in over 10 large ficus trees. These are Ficus nitida and some Ficus altissimas and bengalensis. And we can't get them there by barge, and they want as much of the tree there as possible. So what we're doing is taking and cutting the trees and dividing them into sections, some of them in as many as 6 pieces. We've located the trees all over the Tri-County area and have root pruned them and prepared them over a period of 2 to 3 months. We are taking them and cutting them in sections and putting them on lowboy trucks with super load permits, which at the time we were able to haul them 20 foot wide in the middle of the night, 2 in the morning till 6 in the morning with state trooper escorts. And some of the trees were in Miami all the way up to Palm Beach County. We collected them out of yards, and they, in order to get them there and have them keep the integrity of the whole tree without having to trim them too much, this is what we've decided to do. As you can see, they were cut pretty severely. Some of the trees were even one solid trunk just cut in half. It was quite a process. We would take each piece. We'd bring one piece in the middle of the night, and then we'd have to wait for A1A. We couldn't bring it into the job till 8 o'clock, so we'd sit over on the Southern Boulevard Bridge and wait. And we'd bring in one piece and set it, stake it, and then the next night we'd go get another piece. And we actually did, I think, over 48 super loads. When we would then set the first piece and come back the next day, we'd have to set the next piece as close as we could. If it was 3 pieces or 4 pieces, and we would get the tree as close as we could and then pick up the whole tree again. But you can see here some of the pieces were pretty delicate, as we had a 5-foot chainsaw and we'd cut right through the root balls. We were probably one of the first people to really do this. I don't really know too many people who are doing it, but I'd known of people who in the past have cut 1 or 2 apart and planted them as 2 separate trees. But as you can see, it's a lot of work just getting them into the property on A1A. You couldn't back out on the A1A. You had to be off the road, and it definitely took some time. We did this over a period of 3 months. So far, we've really only done this with the ficus trees. This one was an especially big one. We had cut it for like almost 20 feet straight down the center of the trunk, and took this one in 2 pieces. You can see the chainsaw. And there it is back together, which it still had some trimming. We couldn't get the whole tree down. There it is there on the truck. Here's another one. I believe that one was in 3 pieces. there were no trees on this site, and when we got done you couldn't even see the house. It was like a jungle. But you can see here we put them back together, and you really can't tell where the cuts were. They would come within an inch most of the time, but the whole point is getting this tree down the road would have been impossible without racking it back and ruining the integrity of the whole tree. One or two of these trees were actually in 6 pieces when we brought it in. We feel it's a successful way to bring large specimen trees into your job, to any job, and create a look that could otherwise not have been done unless they were barged in or moved on site. A lot of people told us it couldn't be done. These trees, some of them have been in over 6 years, and they look like they never have been moved. That's the one big tree that was cut in half and put back together. That tree was actually in 6 pieces. These trees even went through Wilma with little or no problems. And these are the trees today. 6 years later, 7 years later, and you would never know that they've been cut in half. They've actually rooted back around the trunks and have grown solid. The actual wood hasn't grown together, but the bark from the outside out. So we encourage you, if you have a job that you need large trees brought in, to give Green Integrities a call. Thank you.